Domitian trusted his wife, not knowing she was planning his death. To Emperor Domitian, they were filled with shadows. Every whisper echoed like a threat. Every footstep felt like the approach of a blade. He had once been Rome's golden hope, the last son of the Flavian dynasty, the man who promised to restore Rome's dignity. Under his rule, the city grew stronger, richer, more disciplined, but as his power expanded, so did his fear. Domitian believed that Rome could only survive through control, absolute, unyielding control. He watched senators, soldiers, even poets, and saw not loyalty, but potential traitors, and so, one by one, he removed them. At first, it was quiet, an accusation here, a discreet execution there, but soon his paranoia became law. The Senate trembled in silence. Even his closest servants spoke in whispers, never knowing if a casual remark might seal their fate. Yet amid the storm of suspicion, one person still stood beside him, his wife, Domitia Longina. She had loved him once, deeply, fiercely, but love in Rome's palace was fragile. Domitian's jealousy and cruelty had driven a wedge between them. He accused her of infidelity and exiled her, only to recall her later when loneliness became unbearable. When she returned, something had changed in her eyes. She smiled when he looked at her, but her heart was elsewhere. Domitian began to dream of his death. He told his servants that an astrologer had once warned him, Uactrian, he would die at noon at the hands of a friend, so he avoided public appearances, trusted no one, and spent his days surrounded by spies. But destiny, as always, found its way. Among those closest to him was Stephanus, one of his most loyal chamberlains. Or so Domitian believed. Stephanus had been accused of embezzling funds, a death sentence in any other reign, but before his fate was sealed, he plotted a desperate plan. Feigning injury, he wrapped his arm in bandages and carried a dagger beneath them. On the morning of September 18th, 96 AD, the palace was strangely quiet. Domitian, nervous and sleepless, asked what hour it was. "Still early, Caesar," a servant replied. He nodded. He feared noon. He didn't know that death was already walking toward him. In the corridor, Domitia waited, pale, trembling. Some say she was part of the plot, others that she merely looked away. But one thing is certain, she did nothing to stop it. Stephanus entered the emperor's room, limping slightly. "My lord," he said, "I bring urgent news of a conspiracy." Domitian's eyes sharpened. "Speak," he demanded. And then, silence. Stephanus tore away his bandage. The dagger flashed in the candlelight and plunged it into the emperor's chest. Domitian screamed, fighting back with the strength of a soldier. They wrestled across the floor, overturning tables, breaking marble ornaments. But more men rushed in. Freedmen, guards, even palace officials, all part of the betrayal. The emperor, Rome's god on earth, fell beneath their blades. When it was done, the room was still. Blood stained the imperial seal. And Domitian, the man who had feared betrayal more than anything, had been killed by the very people he trusted most. Outside, Rome carried on as though nothing had happened. The Senate rejoiced. Statues of Domitian were torn down. His name was erased from monuments, condemned to damnatio memoriae, the curse of being forgotten. But history remembers in whispers. Those who plotted his death met quiet, uneasy ends. Some were executed later, others died mysteriously. Even Domitia, his widow, is said to have wept in secret. She had betrayed a tyrant, but also the man she had once loved. In his final days, Domitian had written in his journal, "I am not loved. I am feared, and fear is but a fragile crown." He was right. In Rome, power was never eternal. It lived only as long as the loyalty of those who held the knife.